everybody, it is day 53 of Level Grinding the Daily Hustle. I'm Rachel Bastrash-Bogan and today is a Sunday. That means that tomorrow is Monday and I need to be ready for my work week. And one of the critical things that have been piling up in this house is just keeping things clean. So today, Robo and I are going to take apart and completely deep clean our bedroom. This is something we haven't done in a while. It needs to be done. And once I get this done, it's going to be something that's not going to be hanging over my head on Monday. And this is a really nice thing when you know what you have to do, when you know why you're doing it. Even if it's a lousy task, you can just get through it. And lifting that weight off of your shoulders makes it possible to work better in the following week because you don't have this thing nagging you. So that is today's task. Oh, I am slowly making progress. All of my pictures are off the wall. I'm totally just cleaning. And part of it's just because we've got stuff like this. We live next to a very busy street, so it's not like I don't dust, but I don't always take everything off the walls, take away furniture from behind things. Like over here, taking furniture away. I don't do this very often, and so things just clutter up and get piled and get nasty, and you know, you gotta do a thorough cleaning every once in a while. So I don't normally get into a deep cleaning mode, and when I do, I really need to capitalize on it, so that's kind of why there's not a whole lot going on today other than just cleaning. And I had a thought a second ago about why I was cleaning so deeply. I don't remember what it was. I will come back to it later. I remember the thought that I was going to have. So one of the things that I'm doing while I'm doing this deep clean is taking the opportunity to go through stuff and just look at everything, take it out of its boxes, all that kind of stuff, and hold it and see what happens. I'm a really big fan of Marie Kondo's book, The Magic Art of Tidying Up. It is a fantastic book. I'm going to put a link to it in the description box below because if you haven't read it, I highly suggest it. And her concept of cleaning, of letting go of junk, is about sparking joy, about taking the idea and saying, does this actually make me happy? And if it doesn't, get rid of it. It includes even gifts that people have given you and you don't want anymore. The thing is that if it gave joy to the person to give it to you and you don't want it, it still served its purpose because it gave the other person joy. So I'm getting rid of stuff as I'm going along, and part of this is because one, I feel kind of claustrophobic, but this is also the result of something else that happened in my life. Back in 2013, I lost my job. Very suddenly, it happened out of the blue. We didn't have any clue it was coming, and we had just re-signed our lease in our apartment. And so when Robo and I did all of our books and finances, we did everything we could to try and make a living and keep our apartment. And the reality is we could not. We limped along for a year because we had just signed our lease. It was going to cost way more than we could afford to break it, and so we stuck it out. My mother covered our extra, and then Robo and I technically became homeless. We started living in somebody else's house. We didn't have a permanent address. That eventually propelled us to move to Denver, where technically we were still homeless when we moved here, but anyway, we both had to get back on our feet. And as a process, once we got back on our feet, we started acquiring stuff. We started going shopping. We started, going to thrift stores and hunting. And that resulted in us feeling better because we had been really poor for a while and, like I said, homeless. And so acquiring things helped to heal that, helped to get us out of that mode. But as I was talking to Robo just a few minutes ago, it's like I need to get rid of stuff because now I've acquired too much stuff and I don't need too much stuff. And in this season of being generous and realizing that we have enough money to be generous for the first time in years, like really generous, it's a good thing to ponder and a good thing to go, you know what, I've got a lot of stuff now that's not sparking joy and it's time to get rid of it. And this time of cleaning is what's helping me do that and helping me feel more liberty just with all of my stuff. And it's also just really good to give a room a deep cleaning. Like, you don't do this kind of a clean but once a year, and you have to do it when you know that you need to do it. And this has been on my to-do list, so I'm super excited about doing it, and also just getting rid of stuff that I don't need in my life anymore. Seriously, how often do you clean underneath your bed? Probably not very often. I know we don't. We have a lot of things that we store under our bed and inside of our bed, and so it's a chore when you gotta do it. But this is also back to that whole thing about why should you hold on to stuff? In the process of doing this, we found a bunch of things that we kind of forgot we had. which is always, to me, a little disconcerting because if I forgot that I had it, do I really need it? And I know that this looks like a lot, but I promise you, most of this stuff has a home. It just isn't there. Oh, this is so much cleaner, so much nicer. Every time we do this, we always wonder, like, how in the world do we find more room in here? So, that pile is trash. Radar wants to go outside. And this pile, not including the canner up there, but this whole pile is all stuff for Goodwill. And the thing that I like about this is the fact that I just have more stuff gone. It might not feel like it's a big pile of stuff, but these are all things I've been lugging around, and now I don't have to lug them anymore, and I feel better because now they're going to new homes. We just got back from the grocery store. We had to go return a movie to Redbox, and Robo bought me a bouquet of flowers, which was fantastic because now they're all over the house, and he also went through the effort of putting up all of the holiday stuff, which was a very nice surprise when I brought the flowers in here just a second ago. So this is the end of today's video. Seriously, if you are going to do anything in your life, you need to be in an environment that makes you happy, an environment that is clean, an environment that brings you joy every single time that you come into it. And today, as much as the process of cleaning was not necessarily joyful, the situation and the pleasantry of this room now is a joyful place. And as I said earlier, the concept that Marie Kondo has about taking joy and sparking joy by holding on to everything, remembering why you have it, and if it's not serving its use of bringing joy anymore, it's time to let go of it. It's a very beneficial practice. I'm really thankful for the things that got out of this room today. I'm really thankful for the cleaning that happened, and I'm thankful for the fact that having gotten rid of the stuff, I feel better. So, if you have a place in your life that you need to do this to, I highly recommend that you make some time to do it because it is absolutely liberating. So, if you have done it before, leave a comment below and tell me how you have done it. I'd love to read how you have taken the time to both clean and to also take time to spark joy in your life. This is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, give me a like. If you have other questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and click subscribe. I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao.